Hey guys, thought I'd show you dummy rounds for shotgun that I made just by taking old shells just like so. Ones that have been fired. See the primer? It's been fired off. And just filled them up with wax to give them a little bit of a weight to make them feel somewhat real. Throw in a little bit of birdshot if you want, mixed with wax. But they're just dummy slugs. I wrote DUM, so you can't mess them up. You just basically, that's my dummy round. I made 2 of them so far. I'm in the process of making 6. I tried doing a video of when I made one. It just didn't turn out right. This thing came out square. I mean, when I'm on video, things don't always go the way as smoothly as when you're taking your time and doing it. So just, it's a patience game. It's a pain in the ass, but if you can't get your hands on SNAPCAPS, can't go to town, get them, or don't have the cash to get them because they're expensive for what they are. And here's a solution to some reusable ones. Another thing you can do is I don't recommend using empty casings. You don't have real length. They're really light. When you go to grab a real round, you might expect it to be lighter and it'll sort of pop out of your hand. And vice versa with dummy casings that are too heavy. I've loaded them up with pennies and dimes, things like that. They get too heavy, so that doesn't make a very good dummy round. And plus the pennies actually are slightly too big to fit in there. But dimes do work. And then when you get it filled up with wax, the best thing to do is you just crimp it. Like I grab it 2 at a time, and you just pinch those together until it makes a cone shape. And what you do is you fill it up with wax till the wax comes just to the lip here. You don't want it any further because you're going to push these down onto the wax. And I'll show you what happens when you do a dummy round. Is here. What I'm doing. Oh, there goes my alarm. See, what I'm doing here is I'm actually pushing down on the table. So you want it conular so it folds in on itself. And I'm just I'll try and angle this so you guys can see. Might be too bright. There we go. That's perfect. Okay, so we do this, and you're making it so it's conular. And that's your and then you would push down when the wax is cold. You don't want to do this when the wax is wet or it just drops over. And then you just close it, like so. And you can do this with empty casings, but I find they just don't hold as well as when you do it with wax. And there you go. That one's actually not too bad. When you're done with the wax ones, you can roll them like this just to make them a little more round. Sometimes you'll have a slight mushroom effect right here, which makes it hard going into your port. So that's just an empty casing. These are 2 ones with wax. The difference between them is the weight. This one's going to be a little bit heavier. I added a little bit of birdshot in them just to make them a little more weight. You see, I've got this wax container just full of old birdshot because I make lots of wax slugs, and making wax slugs doesn't fill up all of your wax, so you can just dump them in there and then use them for other things. These are wax slugs. These are ready to go. They're deadly. I've got a video on them. Go check that out. I'll be doing a shooting video probably when I get the chance to. If I get a chance, I'll do that later on today, actually, but if my friend comes and I'm supposed to be instructing firearm safety and how to shoot, it's possible that I won't get to that. But anyway, these are dummy rounds. I'll do a quick demonstration. We'll just tilt that back up so you can see. And I've got my Remington 870 here just as a demonstration. And I got 3 rounds. We'll pretend I'm hunting. One way I can do it is port load. That's just like so. I put one in the port. I grab it like this, and I put one in here. Now, if it's a defensive type, I don't recommend holding the gun like this. You should always hold it with the shooting hand. But if you're a novice, I don't recommend using your shooting hand. Use your shooting hand for your work. It all depends on what your purpose is. If you're novice, seriously, keep your hands away from the trigger. Keep your hands away from the gun shooting part when you're novice. When you get more experienced, then go ahead, hold the gun, finger off the trigger, and load her in. Now I got 3 in there, 1 in the chamber, so I take aim, boom, one's out, boom, one's like so, and there's no discharge. I could go outside, practice all day long, dry firing, loading, and it's going to make my action a lot faster when I get out in the woods. It's going to just get me more familiar with the action of the gun. It's going to get me more familiar with the feel of the gun. The only thing I'm not getting is the recoil, but as far as training and safety, whatnot goes, recoil, you work into that. You sort of start your way down low power and work your way up to high power. These guys that go out and get their first time shooter shooting a high caliber gun, in my opinion, you're being really irresponsible. It's just, that's not smart. What you're doing is you're creating fear into the person you're trying to get comfortable with firearms, and that's just retardedly stupid. Work them from a small caliber, work your way up. Don't just give them a 12 gauge and say, there you go. They're not going to feel comfortable shooting especially after that first wallop. I think that's a really mean and selfish thing to do. You need to work your way up. Be sensible about this. Firearms aren't I consider when I talk about firearms them to be a toy, but really they're a tool. They're not a toy. They're very dangerous. I mean, all it takes is one accident and you could ruin someone's or take someone's life completely forever. So, like I say, just be sensible about it, and yeah, be safe, have fun, and hope this helps with the dummy rounds. Hope that yeah, saves you some money.